This is Brandon Lee with BetFirms.com here with your 2012 WAC Football Predictions. The WAC lost its most prominent member in Boise State following the 2010 season. Now, Fresno State, Hawaii, and Nevada have joined the Broncos in the Mountain West. Louisiana Tech, Utah State, San Jose State, New Mexico State, and Idaho remain, and the conference has invited in Texas State and Texas San Antonio to form a temporary 7-team league. Louisiana Tech captured the 2011 WAC title, beating out Nevada and Utah State, and it looks to be the favorite to win a more watered-down league in 2012. Here's a quick look at how I see the entire conference shaping up this season. First, I have the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. The Bulldogs won the WAC championship in 2011 with a 6-1 mark. They finished 8-5 overall, with 2 losses coming by 2 points or less and another coming in overtime. They got off to a 1-4 start due to a challenging non-conference slate and could start slow again with games against Texas A&M, Houston, Illinois, and Virginia early. Those games are potential stumbling blocks, but I don't expect them to lose another game the rest of the way. In other words, I like Tech's chances of running the table in conference play. Utah State figures to be the Bulldogs' toughest conference opponent, and they get the Aggies at home. Second, I have the Utah State Aggies. Utah State got off to a slow 2-5 start in 2011, but won its final 5 regular season games to reach a bowl for the first time in 15 years. It finished the season 7-6 after taking a 1-point loss to Ohio in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. 4 of its defeats came by 4 points or less, so there is reason to believe more wins could be in store for this team in 2012. The Aggies have an excellent opportunity to win 8 games, as they should be able to handle everyone in conference play with the exception of Louisiana Tech. Third, I have the San Jose State Spartans. San Jose State showed major improvement in Mike McIntyre's second year on the job. After going 1-12 in 2010, he led the Spartans to a respectable 5-7 mark. They were very close to bowl eligibility as 3 losses came by 3 points or less. If San Jose State is going to get to a bowl game in 2012, they will likely need to pull off a couple of road wins at Idaho and New Mexico State late in the year. Fourth, I have the New Mexico State Aggies. New Mexico State took a big step in the right direction in its 3rd season under Dwayne Walker. The Aggies only went 4-9, but were a much more competitive team overall. One of their victories came against a Big Ten opponent, and 2 of their losses came by 6 points or less. There will be an opportunity for more wins in 2012, as the WAC is much weaker. Still, nothing is guaranteed, as the Aggies lost a lot of key players off last year's squad. If they can find a way to beat San Jose State, who they lost to 34-24 last year, or UTEP, who they lost to 16-10, they could reach a bowl for the first time since 1960. Fifth, I have the Idaho Vandals. Idaho has endured back-to-back disappointing seasons since defeating Bowling Green in the 2009 Humanitarian Bowl. It finished 2-10 last year with a 1-6 record in conference play, but had a chance at several more wins. The Vandals had a pair of overtime losses to Virginia and Utah State, and fell to Hawaii by just 2 points. The Vandals only have 5 home games and travel to LSU, North Carolina, and BYU in non-conference play. I expect Idaho to be a better football team than it was a year ago, but the improvement may not be greatly reflected in their record. Sixth, I have the Texas State Bobcats. Dennis Franchione led Texas State to a 6-6 mark in the first season of his second stint with the school. The Bobcats got off to a strong 5-2 start, but lost 4 of their final 5 games. Franchione, who has taken Alabama, TCU, Texas A&M, and New Mexico to bowl games, knows it's only going to get tougher with his team jumping from FCS Independent to a FBS conference. The Bobcats tested themselves last season with games at Texas Tech and Wyoming, but they're about to really be challenged in 2012. Last in the WAC, I have the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners. Larry Coker, who has a 64-21 career mark, including a BCS championship with the Miami Hurricane, led the Roadrunners to a 4-6 record in his first season on the job. They were close to a few more wins, as 3 of their defeats came by 3 points. Texas San Antonio will have an excellent opportunity to win each of its first 4 games, but after that things get a lot tougher. 7 of their last 8 games are against FBS opponents. They should have a shot against Texas State in the season finale, but likely won't be too competitive against the rest of the WAC.